Hello everybody. This is Adventure 4904. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. Today I'll be continuing our tour in UK. A couple of days ago we did a flight from London City Airport to EGOC. If you can see it in my Skypark here, that's where EGOC is. And we did a stopover at EGOC. Today we are going to continue from EGOC to the north to a city called Leicester, or in this case it's going to be EGBG. Right, so we are doing a UK tour in conjunction with the release of World Update 3. And if you can see, I'll show you a little later on the legs that we have to complete. It's about 27 stops that we have. And it's gonna take about 1,802 nautical miles. So without any further delay, let's get on into the aircraft and fly off to Leicester. Right? Okay, I'm gonna choose my departure airport here. It's the Membury Airfield Lambourne, which we landed a couple of days ago, and we're gonna depart on runway. Let's choose a runway in a bit. It says runway 22 here, so we're going to use runway 22. Before that, let's make sure that we have the live weather selected. It's 12 afternoon in UK at the moment. Okay, we should get a resume button here to be on. It's not doing that at the moment, maybe because when we are only at the aircraft. So runway choice to arrive at, or airport to arrive at, is Leicester. Is it Leicester or Leicester? I'm not sure. I think it's Leicester. Okay, so we're going to do a direct flight to Leicester, runway 28. We'll choose our runway as we progress because we need to know where the wind is coming from, right? So let's click on fly and let's proceed. So we are doing the UK tour, as I said, and I'm using Skypark. For those who are not sure what Skypark or Skypark is, it's actually an add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator for you to accomplish missions. Yeah, they give you some missions to do around the world. It's fun. Yeah. For this one, it's just a normal tour, which means you're just flying from point A to point B and admiring the scenery as we go along. But the other part of Skypark is accomplishing missions. I mean, you're carrying some cargo to point A from point A to point B, which is kind of interesting because you can be on the good side of the coin, and you could be doing some shady stuff as well. And that's the reason why I like this. And as you go along, you accumulate points and also make some money along the way. Yeah. For people who are joining me for the first time, this is actually my second stream on Twitch. We have the feedback coming. Slow down that volume there. So I am actually using IR Tracker 5 as well for me to look around. And the other thing that I'm also using in this sim is actually a thing called the it is called the BushTalk radio. So as soon as we arrive or pass by a near POI, there will be an audio tour that will be playing, yeah, for us to understand what the POI is all about. Okay, I've enabled that in the background. I also need to enable it up here. So if I were to click here, see, I can enable my BushTalk radio. If you want to know more about BushTalk radio, you can visit my YouTube channel, which I created a very quick video about a tutorial on how to use it. We get the login here. Yep, it's connected. All right, let's go connected, and then we'll probably hear the audio. Sorry about the thing flicking like that. It's because of my IR tracker. I might switch it off in a bit. Okay, I'm going to leave my Skypark down here, and I think we are ready to go. So I'm going to click on resume button over here. That means we are resuming from this airport going to Leicester. And if I click on plan my flight, you will see that it's actually showing me on the map the route that I have to take to the EGLC. I've done that. So let's go to the next one, which is EGOC to EGBG. I'm going to click fly on that. Okay, so we're on the runway and we're taking off to the south and continuing in to go to Leicester. So it's only 70 nautical miles and we are using Cessna 172. Yep, we are on a Cessna 172. I don't think I need, do I need flaps for this? It's kind of long runway, so I don't think so we need flaps. I'm going to clear flaps out. I try not to use flaps when I'm taking off, unless it's a very, very short field. 50 knots, let's take off. Okay, let's go north. And if we come across any of the POIs, we are going to go near it so we can hear the audio to us using BushTalk radio. I'm going to set to 1.5. Let's fly about 1,500 feet. Beautiful scenery today. I don't know whether this is the real weather. Even yesterday when I was flying, I got this weather because everything is clear and nice. I'm not sure whether it is so in London now or in UK now. Let's see. I like to see some clouds. So let's switch on some clouds. Let's try scattered clouds. Few clouds. Yeah, let's go a few clouds. So we could see the beautiful scenery at the bottom. Okay, so we are on our way to Leicester. And it's probably gonna take us, let's see, how far are we from Leicester? 34 minutes. I think this scene is still loading up as we go along. Okay, so since we are now, let me switch on some music at the background. Probably nice to hear some music as well as we're flying. Right, so will there be any point of interest? Let me see, let me just make sure that we don't hear any. Let's change the comm frequency a bit. All right, we're flying to the north. We have got one POI coming up. So we got a POI coming up, which is the Blenhiem Palace. If you can see here, we'll fly close to that so we can know what Blenhiem Palace is all about. It should be popping up in the screen at any time now. Let's switch off the landing lights. We don't need that now. Okay, let's talk about BushTalk. Talk about Skypark first. Yeah, so it's actually an add-on. It's a payware which allows you to well, the main thing is actually to create missions or accomplish missions as we go along. And if I were to show you something here, let me what have I done recently. So I'm gonna go to my contracts and I can show you that I've done a few contracts already. So there are contracts around the world, so you can see that you have a lot of contracts that you can fly to, and you can choose what you want to carry around. In this case now I'm doing my UK tour of the part 1 UK tour. There are 2 parts to it, but I'm just going to finish the first part and then go to the second part. Other than that, you can go to any part of the world and you can search this region, and you'll find that you have a lot of missions to accomplish. They give you your flight plan and everything. Just kind of interesting. Okay, so let's go back to our UK tour here. You can send COVID vaccines and whatnot, right? So we are actually coming to Blenhiem Palace in a second. It's not the screen yet. Let's see. If I click on manage, there you can see that it's a UK tour. I have completed a few of them. I sent some COVID-19 vaccine, and I did a part 1 yesterday. Well, it's not completed yet. This whole mission, you have to complete the mission before it goes under the completed area down here. You can choose your aircraft that you want to fly. Obviously, Skypark will recommend you to use a certain aircraft. In this case, it's suggesting me that I used a single engine or piston aircraft to do this mission, because you can enjoy the scenery and all that stuff. Yeah. Yep, that's it. Yeah, it shows you all the routes that you have to take, the lakes. You'll be going around and coming back down. It's probably finished in about 4 or 5 days time. After which we're going to go and do the second UK tour, which covers most part of Scotland and also a bit of Ireland. So here you can see that you have a couple of things, like you can view the map in 3D, and then you can face it to the north. Let's say if I'm facing this way, I can just orientate it back to the north, so I know I'm flying north. That's more focusing on the aircraft, where the aircraft is. You got your terrain. You can see your topo map, yeah, topographical. And at the bottom here, it shows you your elevation. If you click on this part here, you can see that that's the level of the highest peak, yeah, 735. We are flying at 1.5 right now, 1,500 feet. It gives you your ATE, estimated time en route, and 57 nautical miles to go. POI is just disables and enables your POI, so you know what the POIs are, so you can fly to them. So we flew from London City to EGOC yesterday, going through all these POIs, Windsor Castle and all that. So we'll be going through Blenheim Palace, and we'll be veering off to Warwick Castle. We'll be passing by Coventry and land in Leicester, right? We'll see. Let's we will check the wind situation at the destination airport before we start to land. All right, so Blenheim Castle is coming up in a bit, so I'm just waiting for that. BushTalk Radio is another add-on which is interesting, that allows you to play audio of the POI. Okay, you need to log in, and it also has the web component, which is this one here. Yeah, so there are a lot of POIs everywhere in the world created by simmers just like you and I. And everywhere you go, there are some interesting points to learn about, you know. So right now we are in the UK. Let me get it to update a bit. Okay, we are there. We can see our aircraft there, ADV-494. Let's zoom into that. So there are about 5. So that's Blenheim Palace. So if I come close to it in a bit, it's going to play the audio, yeah? Then there's going to be something else. I think there'll be Warwick Castle coming up front as well. If I zoom in real nice. That's the Oxford, University of Oxford. There's some other aircraft flying around. What's this over here? 2 aircrafts. There's an airport there. And obviously Warwick Castle is there. And then we'll go off straight to, what is that? That's the memorial. And I think Leicester will be somewhere around here. It's not that far off from Coventry. Alright, so that's BushTalk Radio. Please find a tutorial video that I did in my YouTube channel, so you can install it and use it in Flight Sim. So that's Blenheim Palace. I'm going to change my autopilot to heading, so you can fly directly to the palace. Let's change to heading. Right, let's do an outside view. There's the palace coming up front. Website again. Yeah.
Blenhiem Palace
Oh,
is
there
a
you go.
monumental country house in Woodstock, Oxfordshire, England. It is the principal residence of the Dukes of Marlborough and the only non-royal, non-episcopal country house in England to hold the title of palace. The palace, one of England's largest houses, was built between 1705 and 1722 and designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. The palace is named for the 1704 Battle of Blenheim, and thus ultimately after Blenheim in Bavaria. It was originally intended to be a reward to John Churchill, 1st Duke of Marlborough, for his military triumphs against the French and Bavarians in the War of the Spanish Succession, culminating in the Battle of Blenheim. The land was given as a gift, and construction began in 1705, with some financial support from Queen Anne. The project soon became the subject of political infighting, with the Crown cancelling further financial support in 1712, Marlborough's 3-year voluntary exile to the continent, the fall from influence of his duchy and lasting damage to the reputation of the architect Sir John Vanbrugh. Designed in the rare, and short-lived, English Baroque style, architectural appreciation of the palace is as divided today as it was in the 1720s. It is unique in its combined use as a family home, mausoleum and national monument. The palace is notable as the birthplace and ancestral home of Sir Winston Churchill. Following the palace's completion, it became the home of the Churchill family for the next 300 years, and various members of the family have wrought changes to the interiors, park and gardens. At the end of the 19th century, the palace was saved from ruin by funds gained from the 9th Duke of Marlborough's marriage to American Railroad heiress Consuelo Vanderbilt.
Cool. All right. So we now know what Blenheim Palace is all about. Let's move on to Warwick Castle. It's on the way to Leicester anyway. Right. So Warwick Castle will be towards the north. It's a nice road leading to the castle here. It should be very nice. A lot of cottages down here as well. So information about the whole tour down here. This is the part 1 of the United Kingdom tour. It's a sovereign country, northern Western Europe, off the northwestern coast of European mainland. It's made up of England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. On this tour, you will explore England, Wales, and southern Scotland. Expect to fly over scenic points and interests such as Stonehenge, Land's End, the White Cliffs of Dover, and various architectural wonders around the city of London. So we are actually on the second leg, which will be going to Leicester from here. Information about the airport is over here. And if time permits, we will fly down to Norwich. This is the airport on the east side, just right over on this side, Norwich. So we are at 1004. Let's go up to, what's the highest? We are the highest that we have to fly. If we're looking at this elevation, we are okay. Yeah, way above all the terrain that's coming up. That's fine. So I'm going to just walk by another 100 feet. So we are on the way to Leicester, our second leg in the UK tour, but we are actually circling around Warwick Castle to listen to the voice tour using BushTalk radio over here. That's Warwick Castle.
Warwick Castle is a medieval castle developed from a wooden fort, originally built by William the Conqueror during 1068. Warwick is the county town of Warwickshire, England, situated on a bend of the River Avon. The original wooden Motte and Bailey Castle was rebuilt in stone during the 12th century. During the 100 Years' War, the facade opposite the town was refortified, resulting in one of the most recognizable examples of 14th century military architecture. It was used as a stronghold until the early 17th century, when it was granted to Sir Fulk Greville by James I in 1604. Greville converted it to a country house, and it was owned by the Greville family, who became Earls of Warwick in 1759, until 1978 when it was bought by the Two Swords Group. In 2007, the Two Swords Group was purchased by the Blackstone Group, which merged it with Merlin Entertainments. Warwick Castle was then sold to Nick Leslau's investment firm Prestbury Group under a sale and leaseback agreement. Merlin continues to operate the site under a renewable 35-year lease. Warwick Castle is situated in the town of Warwick, on a sandstone bluff at a bend of the River Avon. The river, which runs below the castle on the east side, has eroded the rock the castle stands on, forming a cliff. The river and cliff form natural defences. When construction began in 1068, 4 houses belonging to the Abbot of Coventry were demolished to provide space. The castle's position made it strategically important in safeguarding the Midlands against rebellion. During the 12th century, King Henry I was suspicious of Roger de Beaumont, 2nd Earl of Warwick. To counter the Earl's influence, Henry bestowed Geoffrey de Clinton with a position of power rivaling that of the Earl.
Okay, so that's Warwick Castle for you. Let's head back to, let's head straight now to Leicester, the next destination. Hang on, let's go up to 1500 again. Up, up, up. Let's go, let's go. We need that full power. Then obviously we need to stick to nav. Alright, so next destination is going to be, well, we will be passing by Coventry and then down to Leicester. 1005, okay. should be an airport in Coventry that will be passing by. And we will head towards Leicester. Let's set to nav. Right, looks like we are not heading towards Leicester. Wonder why? Let's switch to heading and do it manually, I suppose. This is probably the city of Coventry down here. That's Coventry Airport, I think. That's it is, yeah. That's Coventry Airport. So this is Coventry. There is a supposed to be a stadium here, the Arena Stadium. I'm not sure whether it's modeled into a flight sim. I don't know. I don't see it. But there is a guy who's actually making he's making a Coventry Airport in a kind of detailed format. So I just can't wait for that to pop up so I can purchase it, I suppose. But it's very detailed. It looks very nice. Let's right towards Leicester. Let's jump into Windy and find out where the wind is coming from today. Before we land in the airport. Windy. Hey, we have a follower. Do we have a follower? Richard Train. Mighty 8th. Welcome to the channel, my friend. Thank you for dropping by. We are actually flying in the UK at the moment, and we are heading towards an airport called Leicester, the second leg in our journey to fly the whole of UK. I'm looking at the wind to find out where we need to, how do we need to land. Let me see. So we should be somewhere here. Sometimes hard to find. Backwards is there. So wind is coming from 270. So if we're 270, we should be landing at runway 28, right? So we need to go in the right downwind of runway 28 and land runway 28. Cool. All right, let's do that. So we're heading towards directly towards the airport now. That's Leicester over there. If I zoom out, you can see actually we are in UK. So this is our second leg in the attempt to fly the whole of UK since the release of Bola Bit 3. So runway 28 will be on our left. So there's no POI to go through anymore. I think in this leg, the next leg will take us to Peterborough, and yet no POI. Awesome scenery. Love the scenery. They did a very good job in UK. I'm amazed at how um, they collected all this data and give us this beautiful visuals. So we are quite close to the airport. I think anytime soon we will be able to see the POI. Kind of a flat land in this area here. Nothing above 700 feet. Little cloudy for an afternoon. Let's see what time is it in the UK now. It's almost 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Should be there in a bit. EGBG, that's the ADF. Looks like that's the runway over there. Some blinking lights. I'm guessing that's the airport. So let's head toward that airport. Oh, Lester's over here. Time to slow the aircraft down. going to switch on the landing lights, and I'm going to take it off from autopilot. So we'll fly this manually, and we are going to land at runway 28 left. Oh, sorry, runway 28. There's no left. Probably want to descend down to yeah, we're descending. Let's descend down to 1,000 feet. Okay, this airport is coming up. Put Skypark aside. We should be going at 28 now. That's the runway there. And we'll join the right downwind for the runway in a bit. Let's slow down a bit more. So we should be turning to 010. I'm gonna give it one notch of flaps. It's the runway over there. Runway 28 coming up, turning to finals. Slow the aircraft down a bit. Second notch of flaps. Landing lights are on. A little high, but we got this. Maybe a bit less power. We're coming a bit fast. Kind of a short runway. Nice and easy. Whoa. Over sensitive rudder paddles. That is. I gotta check my sensitivity again. Okay. So we're in Leicester. Let's proceed to the terminal. Clear the flaps up. Sounds like it's windy, but it's, if you look at the windsock, it's not that windy. Do we have a terminal here somewhere? I will just park here then. So the airport is not really accurate, I suppose. But all these signs sitting in the middle of nowhere. So I'm gonna just swirl around here and shut the engine down. Okay. Let's get our back parking brake on. Alright, so I'm gonna end my streaming here for today. We will continue our next leg to Warwick, sorry, not Warwick, to Norwich in the next session. Okay, so I hope you guys have enjoyed the little short flight and a bit of educational visits to the POIs. Let's actually shut the engine down. So take that off. Lights can go off. And batteries. Okay, so welcome to Leicester, the airport in West Midlands in the UK. I hope you have enjoyed the flight. I hope to see you again soon. Please follow me if you like what I'm doing. Albeit I'm still new to all this stuff. I'm learning as I go along. So, but do follow if you are interested in doing a simple visual flights around UK. This is the part 1 of the UK flight, but there'll be also a second part. We'll be going down to Scotland and Wales and everything. Okay, so I hope to see you again soon. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys soon. Happy flying.